Halloween Ends takes place 4 years after the events of Halloween Kills in the 2018 Halloween reboot. With Michael seemingly disappeared from Haddonfield the past few Halloween nights, Laurie decides to move on with her life and write about her experiences in a book. Everything seems to be going well, and she's finally getting to grips with her past. She's finally happy, until Laurie notices that another resident of Haddonfield, Corey Cunningham, may have the same darkness that she saw in Michael Myers. Okay, so I'm going to briefly talk about my thoughts on Halloween Ends. There's already been a lot of discussion about this. I don't really need to sort of rehash what other people have said about it. I'm just going to sort of present how I thought maybe they could have ended it better. I've seen it twice now, and I did actually like it the first time I saw it. If I'd given it a review straight after the first viewing of it, I would have given it a 7.5 out of 10. The second time I did start to see more of the problems with the film. The main problem being that it just doesn't feel like the final film of the Michael Myers Laurie Strode saga. Apart from the last 20 minutes, it almost feels like it could have been just like a short film ending to the franchise, because the main body of the film, the main 1 hour and 30, really didn't have to have happened for that last 20 minutes to happen. So obviously the filmmakers decided to go down this route of establishing a completely new character, which feels like an odd route to me. Like, we're establishing this new character, Corey Cunningham, who the film tells us has this same darkness inside him that he's gotten from just being ostracised by the community. He feels like a monster because he was involved in the 2019 death of a child that he was babysitting. And the film establishes him as the successor to the Boogeyman. But then that's all very brief in the end, because he has a short conflict with Laurie in which he ends up dying. So it seems like we establish this new character, and then we then we take this character to the franchise completely abruptly without any, proper conclusions or anything. So it just felt like that hour and a half that he was in the film sort of felt like a bit of a waste of time when it's just setting up indirectly the final conflict between Michael and Laurie. So I was just thinking, this is one thing I like to do, is how movies could have been better. So this is 3 ideas I had that maybe might have been a little bit better way to set up the end to the franchise. The first idea I had was so completely getting rid of the new storyline of Corey Cunningham, and the idea I had was that we take place 4 years after the last film, and Haddonfield has become like this purge town. I know that's not a very original idea, but everyone in Haddonfield, basically every Halloween night, they lock up their houses, put them in complete lockdown, put the shutters down, just to try and protect themselves from the Boogeyman, which has become like this omnipresent figure in Haddonfield since the events of Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills. So that's one way that you maybe could have set up. The second idea I had was Haddonfield has become like a ghost town. Everyone's just fled, and one of the only residents left is Laurie Strode, and she just sits on her porch waiting for Michael to come out to come back every Halloween. And the third idea I had was, so Laurie, like she does in Halloween Ends, where she presents herself as being quite happy, quite content with life, dealing with trauma a lot better, almost like a stalwart of the community, but actually she has Michael chained in her basement, and that's the only way she can actually feel like she's dealing with this evil that's been unleashed in Haddonfield, is by keeping him contained in that room. I think that might have been a slightly better setup to the end of the franchise. Who knows? I just just when I watch these films and I think they're sort of not quite right, I do have these ideas of maybe how the setup could have been better. So I don't know, those were just 3 ideas that I had. But yeah, I mean, just basically got the same problems that a lot of people do have with it. Although I would say I do like it a lot more than a lot of people. This has been getting a lot of scathing reviews. I do like the characters. I think Alison, played by Andi Matichak, I think she's really good in the role. I really like that character for Alison. Jamie Lee Curtis, I think she's been fantastic in these three films. yeah, I think she's played that character really well. And that's one of the best things about the reboot franchises. The Laurie Strode character has been just so well written and so well performed by Jamie Lee Curtis. So yeah, I just thought it was. I thought the film itself was. It was. I was enjoying the story. It was a good story. It just felt like it was a film that should have taken place halfway through a franchise and not necessarily as the conclusion to the franchise. It'd be interesting to hear if anyone has a different opinion, if they actually liked it and they actually think that it was a good fit and ending to the saga. I'd be interested in hearing that. But yeah, thanks for listening to this.